Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and today I have my May TBR. Now, for May, my TBR will be kind of open, okay? Now, I will show you four books that one book I actually really want to finish, and the other three books are in the air of whether or not I'm going to finish, because I really just want to take this month to just read whatever book that I come across, and it's just like, oh my goodness, I want to read this, and just pick it up and read it. I don't want to set TBR for this month. So the only book that is set for my May TBR is It, because I have now the audio that is on my phone through my app and not this gigantor CD of audio CDs that I mentioned in my last video that I don't think my PlayStation can carry, or not carry, can read. I now have the audio to where I can just listen to it through my phone or my iPad. So will be I will be finishing this book. I have to finish this book because this is now the fourth month this book has been on my TBR, and I'm ready to go on to another Stephen King book. Okay, so that's the only set one on my May TBR. The other ones that I would like to get to, if I feel in the mood to get to them, not necessarily I have to read them this month, because like I said before, I want my May TBR to just be open. But my next book is The Guest List. This book is now being rant and raved all across or BookTube. I never ever heard anyone talk about this book in an arc on anyone's TBR list before the release of this book in April. But a lot of people have read it already and already are talking about it and talking about how great and good it is, and it has a lot of I've only ever seen the good reviews of this. I haven't seen a bad review of this yet, so that's making me want to read it even more. So if I get to it, that's what will happen. If I don't get to it, I'm not going to be sad about it. I'll just put it on my June TBR. Next book on my list, this has been on a TBR before for another class, and I actually didn't even read it for the class. She took it off the list. But I know I have to read it again for class. What's making this hard is that the print in this book is so small, but the book is Lost at School. I know I have to read it for class. I'm in education, and so far almost every coworker I have worked with has read this book, has ranted and raved about this book, but I'm not going to lie and tell you that I'm a fan of books that have extremely tiny writing. Look how small that writing is. It's so small. It's so small. But I gotta do it. So I will probably divide this into like maybe 2 or 3 chapters a week so that I can get through it, because these look like really long chapters as well. Looks like it has 9 chapters in it. An intro, and yeah, so there's nine chapters. There's an intro, there's a note for this being a revised, and then there's 5 chapters of like extra things that'll help you, like different resources that can help you with students, and then there's the acknowledgments and the index. So there's 303 pages of this tiny writing that just does not make me want to jump on this book and read it at all. But I know I have to do it. Plus, this is also a borrowed book from a friend of mine who said that I can have it, but he's also a teacher, and I kind of want to give him this book back. So I need to read it and annotate in a notebook so that I can give him his copy back. And because I'm still in school forever, he's actually not worried about getting it back this summer. if he's even worried about getting it at all, to be honest. And then the last book that I really, really want to read, but the writing in it is semi-tiny, not extremely tiny, so I'm just like, ugh. But I've heard nothing but great things about this book, is American Street. I know you guys have seen this on a book haul that I've done. I don't think I put this on any TBR, but I think I had it on a TBR, or on a haul, sorry. But nothing but great things. Like I said, if I don't get to it, I'm not going to be upset. I have until August to finish this book and turn it back in, because it's actually checked out from the school that I work at. And since we're doing long distance, or not long distance, we're doing Google Classroom, distant learning, or whatever they want to call it right now, I have a little while to finish it. But I don't want to take forever to finish it either. So if I get to it, I get to it. Like I said, I want May to be open. I don't want a set TBR. I will, of course, have a wrap up, because my wrap up will be whatever I read. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Hopefully I can have another Christian book thrown. Oh, actually, I do have another book. I'll be right back. Okay. So I know I said I wanted to have, or I was about to say I wanted to have another Christian book to put on my TBR, because I have a lot of Christian books I want to get through and read, so that I can use them as a resource for people that need them. But I forgot I was doing the historical. So this is called The Promises and the Blessings, a historical survey of the Old and New Testament. I am buddy reading, or buddy studying. There we go, buddy studying this with a friend of mine at my church, and there is a curriculum that goes with this, and it's like a textbook, but really good, apparently, and I know that it will be, because this takes you back through. Like, it's a historical text about the Bible, about where things were that took place. There's maps, there's like modern day views, the modern, like, just stuff like this. So, and then it has like, pictures to follow along with it, that show you where things were, where they were set up. It looks like there's two parts to this. There's part one that is, and this is all about, I'm saying there's a bunch of different maps in there, and this is all about like Jesus and his life. And then I believe there's two parts to this. Trying to get past the intro. Okay, so there's part one of the promise, which is the Old Testament, the promise that God has for us in a better life. And then there's the blessing, which is the second part of this, that starts with Jesus and his sacrifice and his life. And I believe there's also a third part that is, or is it just two parts? Okay, yeah, it's just the two parts. But that's right, because the blessing is the Second Testament, or not the Second Testament, the New Testament. So promise the Old Testament, the blessing the Second Testament. So I can't wait to get through this. I already have my curriculum printed out that from the class that this book covers, and I can't wait to get into it. I'm going to annotate the mess out of this book. I'm pretty sure the Bible that I already have that's fallen apart will actually be like falling apart. I've even gotten other books to help me with it, like the Strong Expanded Exhaustive Concordance of the Bible. This is one of the books that's recommended to use with this, and a study Bible. And there's a website called the Bible Tools. There's a bunch of stuff that is recommended to read along with it. Some of the books that are recommended that to read along with it, I've already read for a history of Christianity class that I've done. But we didn't go, the history of Christianity class that I did not have this as a textbook. It did on the first day, and then they switched to another 4 books. So they took the one big book off, and then we read 4 smaller books instead. And there's like a book of key terms, a book that says know who wrote the Bible. So I have that one to go with it. I have a lot of resources to go with this. So I can't wait to get started with this. Hopefully we can get other people to join us, because we kind of didn't want to do this one alone, but if we do it just the 2 of us, then it's fine too. But yeah, so this one is kind of sort of like a class, so I don't want to count this as like this sort of type of book, because it is a textbook, but you know, it'll be on my book, because I technically will have read it through, so you know. But yeah, that is my May TBR, trying to keep it as open as I could possibly keep it. And yeah, that's it. So until next time, peace.